we are going to be cooking from HelloFresh, and we are doing the pork carnitas tacos. I have everything out and set up, and you can kind of see here. We have our slice, dice, prep station here. We have our cooking station over here. And then we have our kind of final moment station where we have tortillas, the stuff that we're adding into the pan, and things like that. On this HelloFresh, it does list all of the steps and things that you'll need, again, along with the picture. So I'm gonna have this set up and I'm going to get started. The first step is prep. So wash and dry all produce, which I did off camera. I have to halve and peel the onion. Once I get this done, I'm going to finely chop half the onion and thinly slice the other. I'm going to then core, seed, and dice the poblano. I'm going to take care of the cilantro, the tomato, and the lime. Alright, so now that I have all my veggies chopped, you can see I have my lime. I have half of it cut into wedges, my tomatoes, cilantro, poblanos, sliced onion, and diced onion. So the next step is to pickle the onion. So the sliced onion is supposed to go into a bowl. So I have a bowl here. You place the sliced onion. Let me just get it all in here. The sliced onion, the vinegar, which they send to me like this, pre-measured. So all the vinegar there. And then it's 2 teaspoons of sugar, which we pre-measured. And then 1 tablespoon of water. So this is 2 tablespoons. We're gonna put about half of that in there. And then I wanna toss this until the sugar and the sugar is mostly dissolved, and I also have to add half a teaspoon of salt. So I'm just gonna do a couple of sprinkles because that'll equal about half a teaspoon. So now I just wanna kind of toss these guys. Of course, I'm gonna make a mess. Let me go like this. You know what? Let's get down and dirty. Why not? Right? What's the fun in doing this if you can't get down and dirty a little bit? That's what cooking is all about. Don't you agree? Perfect. All right. So I'm going to set this aside, but I do have to toss it from time to time. So I'm just going to set that right there. I'm going to wash my hands. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is actually cook the pork. So what I have to do is I have to heat a drizzle of olive oil in a large pan over medium-high heat. And I have that ready to go over here. I have this pan. So I'm going to turn it on to medium-high heat. I do have an electric stove, and this does get very, very hot. So I'm only going to put it on 5, and I will kind of see how the heat plays out. I don't want it to be too hot because I don't want to burn that oil. And the oil that I'm going to use today is Saratoga Olive Oil's garlic olive oil. It's one of my personal favorites. Tim and I love using this, and it's just one that's an excellent staple. And who doesn't love garlic, right? So I'm just going to put a drizzle in. Not too much because we are cooking pork, and pork does naturally have a little bit of fat in there. So we're just going to let this heat up. I do have a wooden spoon that I'm going to use to kind of stir it around. I do have salt and pepper right here ready to go because once I break the meat into pieces and I pop it in this pan, I do have to season it with some salt and pepper, and then I'm going to cook it for about 4 to 5 minutes until it's browned. And then I'm going to transfer it over to a plate, which I have set up right here next to me, ready to go when I am ready. So this is that ground pork that I was talking about. Like I said before, it looks kind of odd, so we're just going to see how it cooks and see how it tastes. This is not the most appetizing thing to me, but we'll see how it goes. I expect it to be more ground than puree, I guess. So we'll see, HelloFresh. We'll see how it works. Starting to get hot. Not quite up to temperature yet, though. And I should mention that over here I have a few other staples. I have a fajita spice blend. I have a chipotle powder. I have a sour cream packet. I have chicken stock that's been condensed, or it's chicken stock concentrate, I should say. And then I do have 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And those will be items that I'll need in a little while. So I'm just having them over here next to the pan, ready to go for when I do need them. This oil looks like it's almost there. One very important thing is you want to make sure your pan is nice and hot when you have oil in there. If you want to start cooking something, that really sears food items quite nicely and really locks items in. So especially if you're going to be cooking vegetables or anything like that, you really want to make sure that pan is nice and hot. And I think mine is about there. You hear that sizzle? That's what you're looking for. I'm going to do some salt and some pepper. Alright, so while this is cooking and getting nice and brown, I'm going to give my onions a toss. Again, it's okay to make a mess. Pop this guy back in there. Give one to my camera crew. Set that back off to the side. So once this pork is done, I'm going to be taking it out of the pan, adding a little more oil and cooking the onion and the poblano with some salt and pepper for about 4 minutes. Then I'm going to add the pork back into the pan along with some of the fajita spice that I mentioned before, the stock concentrate, a couple tablespoons of water, and the tomato paste. But you know what? I have to say, HelloFresh. It's looking like ground pork now. One thing I am going to do in the meantime is I am going to get my tortillas ready to go. So I do have some paper towels, and all I'm going to do, I'm going to dampen these with some water, and I'm going to put the tortillas in them and get them ready to go in the microwave to heat them up. And the reason why I have everything set up like this is because it's what I call mise en place, which means everything in its place. So that tells me what exactly I have to work with, exactly where my ingredients are, and then I know that they're ready to go.
Sorry, it was recording before.
I'm going to drop the heat and I'm going to remove it from the pan. So now that my pork is out, I am going to add some more olive oil. It's nice and hot. I'm going to add the poblano pepper, which again you can hear a little bit of that sizzle. And I'm going to add the chopped onion. I'm just going to add some salt and pepper. Alright, so while this is happening, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make the crema. So I have a container here. So I have the sour cream, and I'm actually just going to tear it. Well, see, again, making a mess. Alright, so I have my sour cream, and then I do need to do a squeeze of lime juice. Put that lime juice right in there. That was quick and easy. And then a pinch of the chipotle powder. I did just toss those pickling onions. And I've been stirring this along the way. So, we're just going to do, it said a pinch of the chipotle powder, so I'm just going to do just a little bit here. And we can add more as desired. Now coming back to our pan on the stove, everything has turned kind of translucent, has cooked for a little while, so now we're going to add the pork back to the pan. Along with the fajita seasoning blend. Oh my goodness, that instantly smells amazing. There we go. Kind of get that going. Then we're going to add the stock, concentrate, and 2 tablespoons of water. So I'm actually going to add the water first. Gently deglaze the pan with it. Now we're going to add that stock, concentrate. Looks almost like caramel. Put that in our trash bucket. And then 1 tablespoon of this tomato paste. Now, this tomato paste is 2 tablespoons. So I'm just going to do about half of it. Alright, so I want to keep stirring this. I'm actually going to get a little bit more water. And I'm going to cook this for 2 to 3 minutes until it gets nice and thick and saucy. Alright guys, so as you can see, this is nice and thick and ready to go. Over here, we have our crema, which we've seasoned with salt, pepper, lime, and chipotle, if you remember, all set ready to go. Pickled onions, remaining items for the tacos. And I've also heated up my tortillas, so I'm actually going to get everything assembled on a plate, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm all finished. right, guys, and there you have it. Hello Fresh pork carnitas tacos. Kind of looks like the picture, kind of, my own way. I can't wait to dig in. I'm gonna film Tim's reaction so we can see what he thinks, but everything's built. And yeah, that's your Hello Fresh. All right, Tim, what do you think?
It's really good.
Yeah?
These are really good.
Would you order this from HelloFresh again?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Looking for a good taco night? This is it.
Perfect. All right, folks, that's it for today. Definitely hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave me a comment down below, hit that little notification bell, and I will see you next time on It's a Sweet and Savory Life. Bye, guys.